Decent bowl of chili.
They all want to get home so they can eat chili.
Mommy, what am I going to do? Call her, Mummy. Call her at once. This is Angelica's fault. Look at this hole in my favourite dress. I wanted to wear it. Oh, it's got bigger and bigger.
Come in. You rang, Mum?
Please go fetch my ward. Angelica Pickering, down in 3rd class.
I don't know who that guy is, or why he's so short, and why his suit looks like it was made for a normal-sized person, like he's a child who's trying to pretend to be an adult. And they never explain who he is, and he never shows up in the movie again. His only role in the movie is to walk in like, "Yes, Mom," and then he leaves and we never see him again. So even though Angelica is traveling with the evil rich stepmother and her 2 stepchildren, since she's kind of like their servant, she's in 3rd class. And they really put her to work.
You didn't pack our clothes properly, you clumsy girl.
Blaming her for stuff that she didn't even do.
Pick up those bits of broken china at once.
Which transitions us to the part of the movie that's about the animals. We go to the storage part of the ship where the animals, I guess, live. And this part of the movie is probably the weirdest scene of any movie that I've ever seen. And I'm not just saying that to be dramatic. It's so weird that you probably won't even believe me when I tell you what happened. So I'm gonna try to play as much of the scene in its entirety as I can.
How about if she comes to our party, Mama? We are having one, aren't we?
We'll talk to Fritz about her.
Just the snack I'm looking for.
If it hadn't been for you, I would be now in someone else's digestion.
You know there's something you should know, so I'm gonna tell you so. Don't sweat it, forget it, enjoy the show. Working all day, now it's time to unwind. Kick back, relax, take a load off your mind.
Yep, the mouse thanks the dog for saving his life, and instead of responding in any sort of way that makes sense or has anything to do with what the mouse said, the dog starts rapping about how it's party time.
I'll be busting the moves and I'll be busting the rhymes. We'll be busting up laughing cause it's party time.
All aboard the Titanic! It's party time! There's so many things that don't make sense! What is going on?
Party time, it's party time. Everybody's feeling fine cause it's party time.
He's rapping! Rap won't be invented for several decades. The dog is suddenly wearing this, like, tank top and athletic shorts. He wasn't wearing that before. The second he starts rapping, he's just all of a sudden in this hip-hop outfit. The animation is creepy. It doesn't match up with what he's saying. Sometimes it's downright horrendous. It keeps showing his creepy hands clapping, like his creepy fingery hands. It's a dog. He shouldn't have fingers. He's got little furry fingers. It's not cute. It's creepy. It's not even just like a little jingle that he does and walks off either. It's an entire song. It lasts for like at least 2 minutes. It has a chorus. It has verses. They're all about party time. He's using an antique radio as a boombox, obviously, because boomboxes haven't been invented yet. So he's got this old antique radio. This scene is the weirdest part of the movie, and it's one of, if not the weirdest scenes I've ever seen. But by no means is this scene alone in how weird it is. This movie is full of scenes like this. During pretty much every scene of this movie, at the end of it, when it cuts to the next scene, I'm left wondering, like, what just happened? What is going on?
Who knows what's around the corner? I dream of my first building going up in America.
Progress, Sir William. Progress. One must always be ready to progress. Your humble secretary, even I, could someday become perhaps even your boss. Yeah, if you don't need me, I think I'll take a stroll around the deck.
What was that? What was that exit? He said like a million things and then just left, and no one was even talking to him. I feel like they took like 8 different lines of dialogue and smashed it into one, edited them all together. Hey, humble secretary, who knows? One day maybe perhaps even I could be your boss. I don't know, wonderful weather we're having. I'm going to take a stroll outside. I'm already gone. I believe this movie was originally in Italian and then they translated it to English for an American release. And I feel like some scenes they got lazy and didn't want to go through the trouble of translating them. So instead they just had the voice actors just grunt and make weird noises instead of talking. Like this scene where the thieves are doing a little robbery. They're walking around in someone's room in the dark and they're trying to steal some jewelry. Uh-oh, looks like it's time for some romance.
I bet you look ravishing in this.
Oh, dude. What? Don't do that, that's weird. Don't knock over someone's laundry and then just start looking through it. creep. And she's like happy about it too. She's like, ooh, this nice man just knocked over my laundry I was carrying and then started rummaging through it. How romantic. Ah, dude. Stop being creepy. What is this scene? Oh, geez, I knocked over your laundry. Sorry, I'm such a klutz. I'll help you pick them up. Wait, whoa, are these your underwear? They're so big. I'm gonna put them on my head. I'm gonna rub your hand. Hey, do you wanna get married? And now they're in love. She walks away, and they're in love. I guess that's all it takes, you know? You know what they say, when you know, you know. And she knows that she's in love with this guy who runs into people and then rummages through their stuff and then rubs their hand. Rich boy coming knocking over my stuff. That's my type. That's my type.
Is something wrong, Master William?
I met a sweet, charming girl. I don't know who she is or even what part of the ship she's in. She's vanished into thin air.
We're on a ship in the middle of the ocean. She can hardly get off. You'll bump into her again?
That's kind of a creepy thing to say, too, isn't it?
Her eyes were like, oh, Nanny.
Oh, Nanny, her eyes. Oh, Nanny. Oh, her eyes, Nanny. This dude is so weird. Why did they make the love interest so weird? Look, now he's getting all hot and bothered and he grabs onto his nanny and shakes her around to tell her how beautiful this girl is.
She's beautiful, Nanny, don't you get it?
She's beautiful! She's the most beautiful girl I ever seen!
And she does laundry, Nanny. That's the only thing I know about her, Nanny.
So he goes off to find Angelica instead of continuing to creep out his nanny.
Excuse me, madam. You were talking to a young lady. How can I find her?
I know she often comes out here for walks. Oh, I must go in now. It is chilly.
I just want to see her again. I have something to say to her.
Why does no one in this movie exit scenes properly? What was that? He's still in the middle of a conversation with her and she's like, I've got to go, bye-bye. And he keeps talking and she just turns around and walks out the door. It's like the animators got halfway into every scene and the director walked in and was like, end the scene! End it now! And the animators were like, okay, but they're just in the middle of talking. They just started a conversation.
End it, the scene is over!
Okay, all right, okay, fine. I guess she'll just walk away in the middle of a conversation. Is that what you want? End the scene! End it!
I would have thought you'd be upstairs listening to that wonderful singer.
I was too busy looking for someone. Now that I've found her, I'm not going to let her get away from me again.
Okay, it's not just me, right? Everything that comes out of this dude's mouth is really weird. Now that I've found you, I'm not going to let you get away. Now come here! Oh, look, they're so in love. They love each other so much.
I'm William. Will for short. I don't even know your name.
It's Angelica.
Will I see you at the reception tonight?
Probably not. I think it's going to be disgusting.
Angelica.
Why can no one end conversations properly in this movie? Will I see you tonight?
Bye.
Are you gonna come tonight?
I gotta go.
I'm just wondering if I'll see you at the event.
Chilly out here.
I'd really love if you came. She's so beautiful. One weird thing I'm noticing about this movie too is that every time they switch scenes, they have an establishing shot of the boat to show you that what's taking place is still on the boat. You don't need to keep doing that. I know that we're still on the boat.
Okay.
The whole movie takes place on the boat. The movie is about the boat. Aw, now Will is at the reception all by himself, sulking. He's all lonely, reminiscing about all the times he and Angelica have shared. They play a little montage of all the times they've had together, which is 2 times, if you remember. So it's a very short montage. But then she gets a dress from this nice old woman. She goes to the ball, and she finds him, and they dance, and they have a great time, and they fall in love. They confess their love for each other.
Nothing you could tell me could prevent me from loving you. Nothing could prevent me from loving you. We'll find your parents too.
And he promises to help her find her parents. Remember that? Remember that plot from the beginning of the movie? Yep, that's still happening.
Being in love is the best thing in the whole world. She'll have no cares from now on. Just be happy, happy, happy.
There's an iceberg right in our path!
Oh no! Where'd that come from? No! Oh man, they're gonna sink. I mean, I knew that was gonna happen because that's what happens in the Titanic, but I forgot. I got too invested in the story and I forgot that they were all gonna die. Darn. So anyway, the boat sinks. Obviously, everyone gets onto the lifeboats and Will and Angelica get separated, and Angelica doesn't even know if Will got on a lifeboat. Like 10 minutes of the movie are just people screaming and drowning and falling into the water and Angelica trying to find Will. But then eventually, she sees him.
There's a body out there. Please try to get nearer.
Oh.
It's not him.
Never mind, dude. We don't have any room on the boat. Sorry.
Hang on.
It's William.
Oh, there's Will. Finally, they found him. Wait, what happened to the kid that was with him? He was holding a kid before. He's just gone. So Will's on the boat. They kiss. They're so happy. And that's like the end of the movie. Oh, except for this part that the mouse narrates at the end about how everyone's doing now.
Wait a minute. Where are you going? The movie isn't over yet. Don't you want to know what happened to everybody?
Turns out everyone lived happily ever after.
We're sitting really pretty. To thank us for saving him, our friend the ship's cook put us up at his new place of work.
The mice that were on board the ship now works with the chef on the ship. They have a restaurant together. The rapping dog works with the detective now. And Angelica and Will get married and they live happily ever after. Okay. So my thing is, you can't make a Titanic movie where the ending is like everyone lived happily ever after. Because they didn't. They totally brush over the fact that 1,500 people died. That's how many people died on the Titanic. That's most of the people. There were only like a little over 2,000 people on the Titanic. But this movie just totally forgets all about that and is like, but the mice opened up a restaurant with the chef. What is this movie supposed to teach kids? That the Titanic wasn't that bad? Anyways, sorry this movie was so bad. Alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe and turn on my notifications to join Greg. I'll see you guys next time with a really interesting video where Santa leaves me a big present under the tree. But when I unwrap it, it's a warm gallon of milk. And I'm lactose intolerant. And he makes me drink the whole thing. Bye! This video is over now. Over now. Go find some jingle old jangle time. Welcome back to my channel. This of course is another episode of He's Back. Today we're going to be talking about Paul Zimmer, one of Musical.ly's former biggest stars, how he disappeared and is now back. But he's pretending that he's not. He's pretending to be someone else. He's pretending he's just a different dude. And he's really hoping no one notices, but guess what? I noticed, and so did everyone else. So if you don't know who the disgraced Musical.ly star Paul Zimmer is, or maybe you're like me and have forgotten a lot of the details about Paul Zimmer, let me go ahead and refresh your memory real quick. So back a couple years ago when TikTok was still Musical.ly, Paul Zimmer was one of the biggest creators on the entire app. He lip-synced, he showed his ab, he used his good looks to gain millions of loyal young followers. In a way, he was sort of an e-boy before e-boys existed. He was sort of pre-e-boy. He was a pre-boy. I actually did a video about Paul Zimmer like almost 2 years ago. It actually might be 2 years to the day depending on when I upload this. And I think this clip from that video pretty much sums up what he's all about. Okay, so watch this Musical.ly. Hey, it's me, Danny, rapping on the mic. I'm not getting copyright claim tonight. Look at Paul Zimmer, dancing so slick, playing with his jacket and he takes it off quick. The caption of that Musical.ly is smile, and then a smile emoji, 2 hearts, Instagram, Paul Zimmer, hashtag Black History Month. That's his big Black History Month message. So I made that video about him and then eventually made another video where I actually met him. And I just remember that whole couple month span of time where I made those videos just feeling like he is such a fascinating person. I could never understand like what was going through his head when he did the things he did. He made really, really bad Instagram comedy, just like the worst one-dimensional, barely even a joke Instagram comedy. I just have some beans. Seriously? He had a YouTube channel where he would vlog his life, but his life was like not at all what you would expect it to be. Because to me, I picture like Musical.ly and TikTok stars being these like young kids who have this group of like, you know, good looking friends that they pal around with all the time, and they're always getting into trouble. They're always making videos together and laughing, and everyone's kind of dating each other. But from Paul Zimmer's vlogs, it seemed like he just lived with his girlfriend and lived a very quiet life.
Alright guys, Paul's gonna jump to down there. Yeah. That was so smooth.
He was really into small tabletop games. Like he had a mini bowling game.
I am super obsessed with like little tabletop sports.
It's like someone put the mind of a 70-year-old man into a 24-year-old's body. But his content wasn't all sunshine and rainbows and dancing with little Christmas decorations. Because over a year ago, Paul ended up leaving social media completely. He deleted all of his YouTube videos. I think he wiped his Instagram clean. He stopped posting on Musical.ly, seemingly because of a little controversy he got himself into. It was a pretty big deal on Musical.ly when it happened. But basically, Musical.ly had a live streaming service called Lively where you could go live. It was basically like going live on YouTube or on Twitch or anything like that, and people could send you gifts, which they would pay for with real money, and then you, as the creator, would get the real money when people would send you those gifts. So Paul was doing this thing where he would tell people that if they sent him gifts, he would duet their Musical.lys, or he would follow them back, or he would give them a shout out. And basically, it turned out he wasn't doing any of that. So on top of just being really shady and like pressuring your fans to give you money for the most minimal thing in return, like duetting someone's TikTok, he was just straight up not even doing it. So pretty shady. He was probably making a buttload of money. His butt was probably full of cash. So I think at one point there was like a hashtag ban Paul Zimmer that was trending on Musical.ly. And all in all, it just seemed like everyone had kind of turned against him. And so he just left. He was like, okay, bye-bye. And he was never seen again. Until now. Well, actually a couple months ago. But it is definitely not in the way that you would think. Because to me, when someone comes back from a controversy, the thing that they usually do first is apologize. Maybe he would try to make up for his controversy by doing the things he promised he would do, or promising to do better in the future. But Paul Zimmer seems to have a little bit of a different approach to making a comeback. He's just pretending to be some other dude. And trust me when I say this story gets very strange and a little bit unsettling. So I first became aware of Paul Zimmer's return a couple months ago because a lot of you guys actually started sending me all of these pictures of Paul Zimmer taking acting classes. So there's a few pictures that are very clearly Paul Zimmer, and also it looks like his girlfriend was taking the class too. I recognize her from a lot of his TikToks. So it's like definitely him. And there's some video testimonials of Paul Zimmer talking about how much he likes the classes. But the weird thing is, in all of these promotional things, he's going by the name Troy Becker instead of Paul Zimmer.
Hey guys, I'm Troy.
Which is weird. It's like, why do you need a different name? You were like super popular on social media before. Shouldn't that help you get into acting? But since he had the whole controversy, maybe not. Maybe he was like trying to get away from that. Plus a lot of actors have stage names that aren't their real name. A lot of people were sending me this saying you should make a video about this. And at that point I was kind of just like, I don't know. It seemed like he kind of wants to be done with social media. He's trying to get into a different career. Hopefully one, acting, where he can't like pressure young people into giving him money. So it seems like this is actually probably a good thing for him, you know? He's sort of leaving the social media stuff behind him, pursuing a new career. I'm not gonna make a video being like, "Hi, I found you. You can't run from me. I'm gonna keep making fun of you. You can never escape." But when I saw these pictures, I have to admit, I was a little bit skeptical, and I was definitely intrigued. As a man who, myself, am constantly told I look like every other white guy with brown hair and a big nose, I can definitely relate to the struggle of being confused with someone else. So I decided to give him the benefit of the doubt and try to decide for myself if this is really Paul Zimmer. You know, maybe it is some other guy who just looks really similar to Paul Zimmer. So I decided to conduct an analysis of both faces using some of today's most advanced facial recognition software to see if they really are the same person. And here's what I found. Yeah, they're the same person. I analyzed it with my eyes, and it turns out when you look at both of them side by side, they're the same person. I used an advanced technique called looking at both of their faces and seeing that they're the exact same person, and the results came back 100% positive. I also analyzed their hairstyles, 100% match-a-rooney, 100% didn't even try to look like a different guy. He just generally didn't even try to look like a different person. It's just clearly Paul. Thus concludes my study. CIA, please hire me. So there you go. He is Paul, and he is Troy, and they are the same person. And it's good that I figured that out a couple months ago when I did, because that's when things started to do squats. That's right. The plot thickened. Out of the blue, this picture appeared on Paul Zimmer's Instagram account, which had been completely wiped clean of any picture. So this was the only picture on Paul Zimmer's Instagram account. It's a picture of Paul on the left and a picture of Troy on the right, or in layman's terms, 2 pictures of Paul. This actor at Troy Becker IG Kid looks like a younger, sexier version of me. I don't even use social media anymore, but I had to post this. Ha ha ha. So, a couple things kind of surprised me here. For one, I assume the whole Troy Becker thing was an attempt to get away from Paul Zimmer. You know, sever ties completely, new persona, new career, we're doing acting now. We're just gonna forget all about the social media thing. He's not even gonna pursue social media anymore, because now he's an actor. But from the looks of it, it seems like Paul does want to continue being an influencer. He just doesn't want anyone to think it's him. Because he made an Instagram account for Troy Becker, so he can continue posting as Troy Becker just on a different account. And he's just hoping no one will think that it's actually him. He also calls Troy a younger, sexier version of himself. So, ew, dude, don't do that. Pretty weird thing to say about yourself, just a different picture of you. Check out this guy. This is like a younger, sexier me. Like 3 seconds younger, but a whole lot sexier. Also, I like that the Paul pic, he has a beard. He grew out his beard just so he could look different than Troy to try to make us think that they're 2 different people. It's especially weird because I've never seen Paul with a beard before this, but he's acting like, yep, this is me, remember me, Paul. The guy with the beard. Feels really weird, like he's trying to gaslight his followers into thinking Paul has always had a beard. So he's not Troy, because Troy doesn't have a beard. No, guys, I'm not Troy, I'm Paul. Remember? Paul, I have a beard, I've always had the beard, you know, the beard's always been kind of my thing. Shortly after that, Paul Zimmer's TikTok account, which had also been dormant for a really long time, suddenly posted this.
Hey, what's up? My name is Troy Becker, I'm an actor. Paul Zimmer reached out to me and asked to record a video because he says he really looks like me and he wanted to post it onto something called TikTok. So there you go, Paul Zimmer. Nice to meet you guys.
I feel like every time he posts something new, he thinks he's convincing more and more people that he's not Paul. But to me, every post makes me more sure that this is the same dude. Like in this one, you can tell he even talks the same. They have the exact same voice. He didn't even try to sound like a different person. It's just Paul. Also, this Troy Becker dude apparently doesn't know what TikTok is.
Something called TikTok.
He's a younger version of Paul Zimmer. Paul is 24. So he's younger than Paul, aka he's in the prime demographic for TikTok. And somehow this dude doesn't even know what TikTok is. So that was all a while ago, but then just a couple of days ago, Paul Zimmer posted again on his Instagram this picture of himself this time with this long paragraph of a caption where he basically says that he's done using social media, he doesn't want to be a social media star anymore, he's pursuing other stuff, and he's giving over all of his social media accounts to Troy. He's giving him his Instagram account, he's giving him his TikTok account, everything now belongs to Troy. Which I want to remind you, in case it was not clear, is just Paul. So why, you're probably wondering, is Paul giving his social media accounts over to this random guy? And according to him, it's just because they look the same. Huh? You're giving over your Instagram and TikTok accounts that literally have a combined millions of followers to some random guy that I don't even know if you've ever met because he looks like you? Alright guys, new plan. If I ever get enthralled in a controversy, I'm handing my YouTube channel over to Flint Lockwood from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. That's not even a good reason. You could have come up with it. You could have come up with any other excuse. But just, he looks like me, so he should get my account. Then a little bit after that, Paul Zimmer posted again on his Instagram account, but this time as Troy. And he posted this lengthy caption introducing himself as Troy Becker, saying he was taking over all Paul's social media accounts. He's honored to have this opportunity to reach so many amazing people. He's got big things coming. He's got a TV show and a movie he's working on, but he will make time to spread love all over social media. The weirdest thing about all of this is that, like, he's not even trying to seem like a different person. Like, look at both of the captions side by side that they posted. They use the same emojis. So all of this is very weird. This is the most recent thing that he's posted on Paul Zimmer's Instagram account. Oh no, actually yesterday, which was Christmas, he posted, "Hey, it's Troy Becker, wishing y'all a Merry Christmas." Still feels so weird posting on this account, haha. But I think that the weirdest thing about all of this is that Paul Zimmer, in his Troy Becker persona, is trying to make himself seem a lot younger than he was when he was Paul Zimmer. So Paul Zimmer's 24, and he mentioned in his Instagram caption before that this dude is a younger, sexier version of him, but we were kind of left wondering how much younger. Like, is this dude 20? Is he 18? And that was answered just a couple days ago when Troy Becker posted this on TikTok.
Hey guys, my name is Troy Becker. I am an American actor. It is nice to meet y'all. As you guys know from Instagram, Paul Zimmer no longer uses any social media, and he has given me his Instagram accounts because he thinks we look alike. I don't know. I don't really see it, but...
Okay. You don't see it? At least try to make it believable, dude. Like, I'm not happy that so many people tweet at me white women that I look like, but I'm not gonna deny that I look like this girl. It's not ideal, but it is the truth, and I have to live with that. So anyway, he just posted this TikTok introducing himself on Paul Zimmer's old TikTok, which is now Troy Becker's TikTok. But the caption says, "Hi, I'm Troy Becker. Nice to meet y'all. Fun fact, my birthday was yesterday. I just turned 16. I look forward to posting." So Paul Zimmer, a 24-year-old man, is now pretending to be 16 years old on TikTok and every other social media platform. Gross? Maybe don't do that? Hey man, that's super creepy. Definitely don't do that. Trying to make yourself seem like a teenager, it's weird. It's really weird, especially because the controversy that drove him away from social media in the first place was that he was exploiting young people for money. And I assume a lot of people thought that was so wrong because he's a grown-ass man and he should know better than to be doing stuff like that. But now he's pretending to be a teenager. Now he can just be like, oh, I'm little Troy Becker. I'm just 16. How am I supposed to know not to steal money from people? How am I supposed to know not to steal money from kids? I'm a kid. You can't get mad at me, because I'm just a little boy. He's like a wolf in sheep's clothing now. He's a Paul in Troy's clothing. So I'm definitely a little bit worried about what he has planned and why he thinks he needs to be 16 to do it. A bad thing dressing themselves up as a good thing to trick people? Kinda makes you wonder how he thought of the name Troy. So, now that Paul Zimmer's gone and Troy Becker is here to stay, let's figure out who Troy Becker is. You know, who is he? What's he gonna do? How is he different than Paul? Well, according to his TikTok account, he's Troy Becker, he's 16 years old, and he's an actor. Oh, an actor. I wonder if he's been in anything I've heard of. Well, according to his IMDb page, he hasn't been in anything ever. He hasn't even been cast in anything upcoming, which is weird, because if you look on Troy Becker's Instagram account, he's filming stuff all the time. Super excited, I'm currently filming something huge. On set filming today. Whoa, this looks like a pretty high budget shoot. You can tell by all of the film equipment and crew in this picture. He's also posted a few videos of scenes from short films he's been in, but they're all pretty unsettling. Like this one, the caption is, "From a short film I did, also working on my show, and a feature film." It's a scene of him talking to someone. He's having a conversation with someone named Casey, but you never see Casey, and Casey also never responds, and it never changes angles, so it's just a really long shot of him talking to no one.
Can I ask you something? What's up?
Wow, he's such a good actor. It really, for a second, almost kind of felt like he was actually talking to someone. But he's not. Okay, this scene, he actually is interacting with someone. This is a scene where apparently he plays a jock.
Anna, right?
Right.
Justin. Holy. I saw you at the party the other night.
Yeah, I saw you too. You're drier now.
You're drier now? Why was he so wet at the party? But aside from being a serious actor who's in a lot of movies and big TV shows, Troy differs from Paul because Troy loves sports. As you can tell by this Instagram picture where he's posing with a football and he says, "I love sports." This might not really sound like a difference between Paul and Troy, but it's actually a huge one because Paul is into little tiny sports and Troy is into big boy sports. So anyway, that's pretty much the end of the story as of right now. And I kind of hope that's the end of the story forever. I'm so curious as to what Paul thinks he's accomplishing by doing this and why he thinks he needs to be 16 years old to do it. I find it so hard to believe that even a single person believes that this dude is not just Paul Zimmer. Don't get me wrong, I understand wanting to come back from a controversy, you know, maybe he's still really passionate about social media and he wants to do it the right way this time, but like, This is not the right way. Pretending to be someone else is not the right way, dude. Why don't you just apologize? And then come back as Paul Zimmer? It would be so much easier. Trying to sneak back in as a different person makes it seem like you didn't learn anything and you're gonna try to do it again. Anyway, I'm worried about Paul, I'm worried about Troy, but most of all, I'm a little bit worried because I kind of feel like I gave him this idea on accident. I'm a little bit worried that I'm the one who told him that he could pass as a kid. Now, I have to admit, I was a little bit hesitant about making this video at first because I was like, okay, Paul Zimmer's obviously like this high school kid or maybe like, 14 or 15 years old. He's just having fun in a really weird way. And I don't want to make fun of kids. Like, what kind of person would I have to be to like, just constantly be profiting off of mocking kids? But then I found out he was 22 and I was like, oh, perfect. Talk about having a young face. Am I right? So yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to. Anyways, I hope you guys like this video. It is a little bit more centered around like YouTube drama or social media drama. I usually try to stay away from that stuff, but this was just like so weird that I could not talk about it, especially since I've made videos about Paul before, so I hope you enjoyed it. But now, it's time to hear from our sponsor, Audible. Wowee! Thank you to Audible for sponsoring this video. Guys, Audible is the world's largest selection of audiobooks and audio entertainment, including Audible Originals, which, if you don't know, are stories that have been exclusively created for audio, like documentaries, exclusive audiobooks, and scripted shows that you can't hear anywhere else. Audible will keep you informed, and most importantly, it'll keep you in the loop. If there's a new book that everyone's talking about, you can just listen to it, and then you'll know what they're talking about. With the convenient Audible app, you can listen anytime, anywhere. You can listen on mobile, you can listen on Alexa devices. Got a long car ride ahead of you? Dude, pop on an audiobook. Your boy right here is a very big Star Wars fan, and I've always kind of wanted to get into the extended universe books, especially the Aftermath books, but I just never seem to have the time. Plus, I don't really like sitting down to read. I like listening to audiobooks because I can do it when I'm running or something like that. So I've been listening to those lately, and boy, do I enjoy it. You can exchange any title at any time if you're not loving it. You get to keep your library and listen to it forever, even if you cancel your membership. So start listening right now with a 30-day free trial. You can get 1 audiobook and 2 Audible originals absolutely free. Go to audible.com/Greg4Life or just text Greg4Life to 500-500. That's audible.com/Greg4Life. Or just text Greg4Life to 500-500. Thank you to Audible for sponsoring this video, and thank you to you guys for checking out Audible. Check it out, get a free trial. Really no reason not to. It's a great service. I really enjoy using it, and I hope you guys do too. Alright, back to you! Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe and turn on my notifications to join Greg. I call my subscribers Greg, and don't ask why, because if you have to ask, you'll never know. Alright, thank you, Olivia, for turning on my notifications. You are truly Greg. I'll see you guys next time with a really interesting video where I find an alien in the woods and help it escape from the government. Bye! This video is over now. Over now. Go find something else to watch. Or just watch this video. I know we had a lot of fun. Yeah, a lot of fun. But you can't stay on this end screen forever. No. This video is over now. Yeah, over now. So why are you still watching this? What's up, Greg? I hope you're all having a great day. Welcome back to my channel. This, of course, is another episode of the Update Corner. That's right, baby. We're doing a whole episode in the Update Corner. Also, I apologize for my absence. I realize it's been a little bit since I posted last, but I went on vacation and then immediately got the flu. Somehow, in the midst of all this, I managed to just get a regular flu. But I'm back now. I'm feeling okay, and I wanted to post something. But all of the videos I'm working on right now are kind of taking a lot longer than I expected, which is good because it means they're going to turn out good, but it also means that I didn't really have anything to post right now until I saw this whole Paul Zimmer thing going on. This whole Paul Zimmer, Troy Becker thing's been going on for a long time. I don't really know if it's ever gonna end, but there's been some new developments, and it's actually very interesting. Paul has officially spoken out about the whole Paul Zimmer, Troy Becker controversy, and it will probably come as no surprise to most of you. He did a very bad job of handling it. So let's check out what he's been up to. My knees hurt. So if you're not familiar with the whole Paul Zimmer thing, I will give you a real quick refresher. Basically, there was this dude named Paul Zimmer. He sort of got kicked off musically by his fans because he was scamming people. Then he tried to come back pretending to be a 16-year-old. It didn't work, obviously, because everyone knew it was him. He stayed pretty quiet about it, eventually deleted all of his social medias. But now, he's back, and he has posted this TikTok on his official Paul Zimmer TikTok account. You can tell that it's the official account because if you scroll down, you can see all of his old, like, Musical.ly era videos. So let's check out what he posted.
You know,
I'm really not one to talk about drama, but with people making up rumors to why I disappeared, with this whole Paul Zimmer, Troy Becker thing, with people saying that I got banned, people saying that I scammed people, oh my god.
Oh my god.
There's just too much BS out there, to be honest, that I have to clear all this up. So I'm going to be answering these questions on my other TikTok account. I'm going to put it down here. So yeah.
Now, I know what you're probably thinking right off the bat. His hair's different. Is he about to start pretending to be another different person? Like he was Paul Zimmer, and then he was Troy Becker, and now he's about to be like, actually guys, those two are both my evil triplet brothers. I'm actually Slim Jimmer. But no, he's not pretending to be another person. This is just how he looks now. I guess he decided to start doing his hair differently to show that he's changed. I wonder where he got that idea. So he says he usually doesn't like to talk about drama, but because there's so much BS out there, so many people are making up rumors, making up fake stories about him, he's gotta weigh in and set the record straight. So he says he's gonna explain everything on his other account, and then he points to his other account, and it's Troy Becker TikTok. So seemingly confirming that they were the same person the whole time right off the bat, which we all already knew, but it's nice to hear him admit that he was lying the whole time and it really was just him. It seems kind of weird to act so bothered that people are like scrambling to come up with an explanation for the weird ass thing that you're doing.
There's just too much BS out there.
Like you just admitted in this video that you were lying to everyone. You made up a story and now you're like, why is everyone making up stories about me? All I did was lie about me and now everyone else is like lying about me. Like fuck off dude, the only one who's allowed to make up fake rumors about me is me. Okay, I put another pillow under my knee. So he made that TikTok saying, go check out my other account. It's where I'm going to be explaining everything. And he has since posted 6 TikToks on that account, hopefully shedding some light on everything. So let's check out the first one.
First off, before I address anything, I just want to say I honestly don't care if you believe me or not because I know who I am.
So before he even starts coming clean with everything, he wants to make it very clear that he doesn't care what anyone thinks. He doesn't care if you believe him, which is why he's made 6 TikToks trying to get you to believe him. But let's hear him out.
I know who I am. I know my truth. So if you want to take this and make more stories and rumors, go for it.
Oh, shit. Okay. I don't even have any fake stories or rumors to spread about him, but I feel like I should now because he just gave me permission. Well, okay. Paul Zimmer is a Russian spy. He's actually working for the Russian government to sow discord in our society. Also, he eats airplanes. He eats whole-ass airplanes. He doesn't eat them all in one bite. He sits down with a little bib and a fork and knife, and he eats, you know, 747s, private jets, whatever. He just eats any type of plane. Paul Zimmer eats planes. So I hope that's what you wanted, Paul. I hope that's good for you. All right, here's the next TikTok. Now, hopefully, we're gonna find out all the juicy stuff, like what's been going on. Why did he try to change his identity? Is he gonna fess up to pretending to be a 16-year-old when he's really 24? Is he gonna apologize for scamming his fans all those years ago? Let's find out.
Okay, first off, my name is Troy Becker. I'm an actor, and Paul Zimmer is a character that I created for social media to entertain and inspire people. I wanted Paul Zimmer to be like a perfect person, but I found out really quickly that perfection just doesn't exist, so I got super exhausted and depressed trying to be perfect.
What? He was Troy the whole time? Hold on. Wait. What? So Paul was never real. He was just a character that Troy created for social media. That is the plot twist of the century. But I mean, you know, what else would you expect from the cinema mastermind that is Paul Zimmer, or I guess Troy Becker. Now this is crazy. This is an insane revelation. It's pretty wild, and I hate to burst everyone's bubble, but it is not true. I mean, maybe parts of it are technically true. Like some of the things that he's saying are technically not incorrect, but it is at the very least extremely misleading. So he says that he is Troy Becker and he made up Paul Zimmer, which actually is technically kind of true, but it's not in the way that you would think. He is Troy Becker. Legally, his name is Troy Becker, but it's not because he's been Troy Becker this entire time. It's because, according to this Insider article, he legally changed his name to Troy Becker last year. Paul changed his name from Paul to Troy Becker, but technically he's telling the truth when he says Paul Zimmer is made up, because his name was never actually Paul Zimmer, it was Paul Gutowski, which Makes sense, he would obviously want to hide that name because it sounds like a Russian spy name, and he's a Russian spy, and he eats planes. So I guess that part is like technically kind of true. He is Troy Becker, and he did make up the name Paul Zimmer, but he hasn't always been Troy Becker. He was Paul before, and he just didn't tell people his real last name. Probably he just wanted to have like a stage name for privacy, you know, he didn't want people to know his real name. So this part is like technically kind of true, and like kind of just not telling the whole truth, but it's also a big gigantic lie because he wasn't Troy Becker the whole time, and he's most certainly not 16. So he also says that he created the Paul Zimmer persona to try to be perfect.
I wanted Paul Zimmer to be like a perfect person. I found out really quickly that perfection just doesn't